Issues and Tissue, a contemporary magazine program that engages and discusses issues of development within and outside the state. The program brings to the fore ranging topics like education, politics, agriculture, just name it, while we examine the nitty-gritty of the issue in focus. Join me, BC Akpaida, every Wednesday on African Independent Television, AIT, for an exciting time. Issues and Tissue. If we can think it, we can discuss it.
Hello and welcome to another very exciting edition of Issues and Tissue on African Independent Television, AIT. I am Nosa Usoh. I'm very happy to be in the studio again with you today. And of course, we have a very interesting topic of discussion for you today. Just recently, the CBN has placed a ban on the use of cryptocurrency in Nigeria. And of course, it has issued a directive to all other banks to freeze accounts that are linked with cryptocurrency transactions. Now, the major question we are having is, how has this directive, or what is the impact of this directive in the Nigerian economy? Is it a positive impact or a negative impact? How is it affecting the Nigerian economy and, of course, individuals who are involved in the cryptocurrency business? Now, on the program today, we will be discussing with a financial business analyst, the person of Mr. Asemota Igiogbe, who will tell us what cryptocurrency means and how this CBN directive is going to shape the economies of the country. Let's take you straight to the interview with Mr. Asemota.
Issues and Tissue. If we can think it, we can discuss it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Asemota, for having us today.
You're welcome.
Please, can we meet you? Tell us, introduce yourself, and then tell us what you do.
Okay, my name is Asemota Igiogbe. I'm a business development specialist. I'm also a team development specialist, and I actually teach on financial education. I believe that financial education is the pathway to financial freedom, which most of us actually are pursuing.
Part of your financial business dealings and all that, you are also into this cryptocurrency business.
Yeah, I'm a crypto analyst. I'm a crypto enthusiast. So basically, I like crypto. I like technology. Blockchain defines the technology of our era. It's actually, as somebody who is much in the know of it calls it, the internet of money.
Okay. Now, before you go too far, most of us we hear of it, cryptocurrency, but we really don't know what it is. So,
cryptocurrency, let me put it so that even the layman in the street can understand what it is. Cryptocurrency is the electronic version of money, digital version of money, okay, or cyber money. How do I really put it for our viewers to really understand? Before 1989, we had, I'm trying to create a parallel that will make it easy for us to understand. Before 1989, we had the postal service fully operational. And this postal service that was functioning was to create a way for us to send messages to our loved ones and to our friends. We went to the postal office. After writing our letter and putting it in an envelope, we bought stamps and we went to the mailbox and then we sent it. Obviously, it took about 3 weeks or more to get to where it's going before we anticipate a reply. Now, that was the physical aspect of letter writing. Now, come 1989, the internet was launched. The World Wide Web was uploaded. Ever since, that killed the postal service, because the monopoly of the postal service over dissemination of communication between two people was broken. The electronic version of letters were created. And these electronic version of letters were called electronic mails, or which we now call email. And actually, it's also what we call text message in our phones. So basically, In 2009, I think on January the 3rd, the physical money was also disrupted, and physical money was put in its digital form. The way letters became digital and electronic versions of money were created by a man or a group of persons called Satoshi Nakamoto. And that digital version of money is called cryptocurrency. It's actually a compound word though. It means cryptographic currency. Cryptography means that you are using codes to actually transfer the data or messages that is the equivalent of modern day money as we know it, yes.
Does it have different forms too? I've heard of different, should I call it form now, or just like you have the fiscal money, you have naira, pounds, kobo, and all that? Certainly.
There are over 6,000 cryptocurrencies that exist. The most influential and the most popular amongst them is called the Bitcoin. Okay, and we have Ethereum, we have Theta, which is a stable coin. We say it's a stable coin because actually it's tied to an existing physical currency like the US dollar. The USDT or Theta is actually tied to the US dollar. So we have over 6,000 of them, just like you have different types of physical money, naira, dollar, euro. Okay, you also have different types of cryptocurrencies. That's it.
The CBN, that's the Central Bank of Nigeria, has given a directive that banks should not be involved in cryptocurrency transactions, and of course they should close individual bank accounts that deal in cryptocurrency. Why do you think this directive is coming?
Number one, I think that CBN and the federal government are ignorant about cryptocurrency and crypto-related instruments, financial instruments. I say that because banning cryptocurrency or putting a total blanket ban on banks transacting on cryptocurrency at this time is actually most unfortunate, because this is the time that the Nigerian government, the Nigerian economy needs a stimulus, a kind of boost. And cryptocurrency was providing such kind of financial boost in an already depressed economy. And here comes the government without doing proper consultation to the stakeholders of the Blockchain Association of Nigeria, to key players in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and they came to put a total blanket ban on transactions. Well, the government is the loser for it. So coming to your question, why did they ban outright transaction exchange between exchanges and banks? They gave us their reasons. The first one the government said is that cryptocurrency is the anonymity associated with cryptocurrency is such that it's untraceable. That's why we called it a lazy man's approach to a very important ecosystem, a very important instrument of finance. How do you begin to say cryptocurrency is untraceable? Therefore, it can be used for money laundering activities. Therefore, Yahoo boys would use it either for a politician or for a Yahoo boy.
Yeah, they even added that it's being used to finance terrorism.
Beautiful. I will come that borders on the issue of national security. Now, let me respond. The government needs to understand that cryptocurrency is traceable. So I'm shocked that that central bank is saying that it's anonymous, the transactions are anonymous. See, and every transactions that takes place in the Bitcoin network is stored permanently in the Bitcoin network.
You are saying the CBN is not doing its job properly, because this directive is not just coming now. In 2017, the CBN already warned the banks to desist from, getting involved in crypto
exchange.
Yeah.
So I think they've given the banks a long period to, adjust and then hit to this directive.
Okay.
So I do not think this directive is just coming like a surprise.
Yes.
I'm sure, sorry to cut
Yes,
you,
sir.
I'm sure someone like you who have been doing this for quite some time now must have known that the central bank already gave a warning. That should be like 4 years back.
Yeah, that 2017.
2017.
Actually, should I call it a warning? Well, I think what the central bank actually did in 2017 was to say cryptocurrency is not a legal tender. So, if the central bank says Bitcoin is not a legal tender, cryptocurrency is not a legal tender, nobody argues with them. But the challenge is, you do not dictate to me what I decide to use as exchange of value. If I decide to give you Gary and you give me egg in return, is that transaction illegal?
It's not.
Good. So what
but they can dictate a form of transaction that is legal and illegal.
You are correct. But when it comes to what I agree as a measure of exchange and value, the central bank cannot talk on that. Do you know why? Money is not an invention of the central bank. Money is a communication of value. And Bitcoin happens to be the present face of money.
Issues and tissue. If we can think it, we can discuss it.
Some people are of the opinion that this directive has some, how do I put it, some
Ulterior
form of
motive.
ulterior motive or hidden agenda behind it. What do you have to say about that?
I don't want to give into speculations, but I fear that some people, a cabal, so to speak, that perhaps may have hijacked this government and wants to launder their money. They may just be behind this ban.
Who are the people that make up this cabal?
Well, it's not in my position to actually begin to call names.
Okay.
But there are speculations that our government have been hijacked. And what gives credence to such speculation is the recent ban. Let me tell you something. The government has banned transactions in cryptocurrencies, bank and exchanges transactions. That means prior to this ban, if any person wants to buy a cryptocurrency, he goes to an exchange. One of the biggest exchanges, like for example, Binance. Okay, Coinbase is not open to Nigerians. Okay, he goes to an exchange, deposits his money from his bank into this exchange, and the exchange in return sends a Bitcoin to his wallet address. Now, with this recent prohibition or ban, so to speak, it means that the people can no longer transact through the bank. But can they still transact? Obviously, yes. That's where I suspect foul play.
This ban is actually giving way for illegal activity.
That is my fear, sir. Mr. Nosa, this is my fear. This is why I tell you this is my fear. Now, with this recent ban, if I am a government officer or an official and I want to launder about $2 billion, now there is a ban. All I need to do is go to the same exchanges that the government said they have banned, because they still operate a peer-to-peer, a person-to-person transaction. So, and the only difference is that what they do, for example, what Binance will tell you is that, remember, technically it's now banned, and you tell Binance, I want to buy $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. This is what they'll do. They'll send you a private individual's account, which actually is an escrow account held in trust by them, and tell you, do not indicate that it is for cryptocurrency transaction. You can just say for digital, it's a digital payment. You can even say it for food stuff. Do you see that? And the person receives the money or the exchange receives the money. Remember, they are bank, so it's not the bank now assumes that it's an individual that is receiving transfer funds. Okay, he receives, and they credit your wallet with the equivalent amount of cryptocurrency. Now, what does that tell you? It creates capital flights from Nigeria. It creates it becomes a leeway for money laundering. Now, before Nosa, do you know that this interface between the banks, and these exchanges created a 200 billion naira annual return for the commercial banks. And by the time the central bank is taking their share of it, it's about 50 billion. You can see the amount that is available to the government because of this crypto transaction. Now, with the elimination, with this ban, central bank, the exchanges, let's say Binance, now serves as the cryptocurrency central bank. So we fear that this may just be a way for them to, because crypto transactions are still going on. Crypto transactions are still going on legitimately. You can still get cryptocurrency. You see, the government only banned banks. Guess what? They did not ban individuals. Do you know why? They have no control over what an individual decides to use as a measure of transfer or communication of value. If I have this water, for example, and I like your phone, if you decide to take this bottle of water in exchange for your phone, the government cannot criminalize such act. Transactions are still going on. You ask how? Over the counter. Local vendors are crediting people with physical equivalent of the money they want, either naira or dollars, and they are still receiving Bitcoin in exchange, vice versa. So money is still going on, and according to recent findings, Nigeria is now ahead in terms of peer-to-peer transaction.
Yes.
Do you know that there is a way out if the CBN was to do their job? That's why I said it's possible somebody is not doing his job properly. All the CBN needs to explore is they need to explore the white paper of International Monetary Fund, the IMF, which already creates a template for central banks all over the world to create their own central bank digital currencies, CBDC, that's central bank digital currencies. China is taking advantage of it. You remember in 2014, China also did this kind of thing. They banned it. But guess what? Their central bank is taking advantage of central bank digital currencies. Actually, they are creating a cryptocurrency that is tied to their existence.
All right, Mr. Asamota, Nigeria is, I think, the third country in the world that deals more on Bitcoin.
According to CBN, they said that over 200 to 300 million of transaction goes on a monthly basis on the crypto ecosystem. That's over $200 to $300 million. That's a lot of money. And they were giving us a crap excuse. What they said the FBI, you must have seen it in the newspaper, that the FBI alerted them that some of the monies that the American government was giving as a stimulus to their citizens, that is undergoing capital flight, is going away as Bitcoin and is heading to its destination is Nigeria. And because of that, CBN said that FBI advised them to ban cryptocurrency. Do you see the so many lies that you can hear? Look at it. They are telling us, FBI says so much money is leaving as cryptocurrency to Nigeria. Who is in the best position to ban cryptocurrency? Is it not the Americans, Fed? Americans have their own version of Central Bank of Nigeria, which is called the Fed, the Federal Reserve Bank or Federal Reserve System. Why did the Fed not ban cryptocurrency? Allah is a bank in America that accepts that does a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency related trading, and including banks like Wirex and the popular Goldman Sachs. Do you see that? So if they tell us that FBI is advising that them to ban it, why are they not worried that the FBI is not banning? Or is somebody economical with the truth? Because there is no a directive to that effect. But let me tell you something, sir, that is even getting some of us amused. There seems to be conflict of interest. There seem to be conflicting signals, so to speak, between Security and Exchange Commission and the central bank. Whereas Security and Exchange Commission of Nigeria, the SEC, accepts that cryptocurrency is an asset. And remember, an asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. And a liability is anything that takes money away from your pocket. So the Security and Exchange Commission, the body entrusted with regulation of such activities, say cryptocurrency is an asset. Then here comes CBN trying to tell us that cryptocurrency is a risk. Let me make this clear. Participating in cryptocurrency transaction is not a criminal offense. There is no legislation in Nigeria to that effect. And the only way to really ban cryptocurrency is to actually ban the internet in the world. Because it's the money of the internet. And it is not indigenous to any country.
The Bitcoin, I think it is the most popular. Or the
yes, it's the most popular, the most influential, and it's actually the first. The white paper was developed in 2008, and the software was uploaded January the 3rd, 2009. Guess what, sir? With $1, you could have purchased about 10,000 Bitcoin then.
What's the equivalent of 1 Bitcoin to the Naira?
Well, because it changes quite often, that should be, I'll have to check now. Hope you don't mind.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you could give us...
Okay, it's going to roughly around 16 million Naira for 1 Bitcoin. 16 million Naira plus.
So if you have 1 Bitcoin...
Yes, it's like if you have 1 Bitcoin, it's the same thing having over 16 million Naira. Yes.
Tell us about your business, your school.
Okay. Here we run an international business school called Picnic Life International Business School, and we teach on digital assets, how to make money using digital assets. We teach on how to raise funds, and we help you to get the empowerment that you need. Don't forget, it's Picnic Life International Business School. We teach purely financial education.
Okay, that was a very exciting interview. I'm sure we all learned from the teaching of Mr. Asemota. Now we've gotten to know what cryptocurrency is, and from the interview you would see, or you would learn, that the Cbn directive is kind of going to be counterproductive to Nigeria's economy. Of course, just recently the Senate has also invited both the CBN and the Exchange Commission to a sit down, to actually explain what this directive means and how the ban is going to affect the country, whether positively or negatively. Now, we can only hope that the outcome of this meeting will be positive. And of course, all we want for this country is progress. Anyway, the citizens have to progress, the country itself have to grow economically and socially and in terms of finance. Well, we'll wrap up the show today on issues and tissue. I'm sure you had a very exciting time. Don't forget, the numbers are scrolling on your screen. We are open for sponsorship and advert placement. And of course, if you want to reach Mr. Asemota Igiogbe, his numbers are also scrolling on the screen, so you can contact Picnic Life International Business School. Don't forget, this is Issues and Tissue on African Independence Television, AIT. My name is Nosa Usoh. Until I meet you again next time, same station, stay safe and have a wonderful day.
Issues and Tissue a contemporary magazine program that engages and discusses issues of development within and outside the state. The program brings to the fore raging topics like education, politics, agriculture, just name it, while we examine the nitty-gritty of the issue in focus. Join me, BC Akpaida, every Wednesday on African Independent Television, AIT, for an exciting time. Issues and tissue. If we can think it, we can discuss it.